be telling you about my Rube Goldberg project today, which is the real way on how to open a fridge.
First, the ring will be cut, causing it to swing like a pendulum and hit the car. The car will then roll down this track all the way to the countertop, which will then trigger a series of dominoes, which will then hit this track, causing the stormtrooper to go down the zip line through the series of cups and hit a car. The car will then go down the track and then hit the button on the robot, causing it to go through its program. The robot will then travel down this path, hitting the ping pong ball, causing it to roll down this track and hit the police car, which will then hit this accelerator and go around this series of track, rolling and hitting this ping pong paddle, which will then cause the string to be cut by the scissors. Once the string has been cut, it will trigger a series of reactions, causing the slinky to shrink up and hit the series of cups. The cups will then hit a radio controller, which will then control this robot to turn on the fan, which will then cause the ping pong ball to roll down the track, hit the hacky sack, which will swing like a pendulum, and hit this cue stick, which will then fall over, hitting the dump truck, which will then go down the track, hitting the 8-ball, causing it to roll down this set of track, and hitting the shoot button on the Millennium Falcon, causing the rack to cause a domino effect across the games, causing the bungee cord to be pulled and the fridge door to be opened.
Me to the point of crazy, and I love when you're on your knees and begging for me. You got me good with all these mind games. There you go, you got my heart again. Say my name, I wanna hear you call. Hold me close, I wanna feel your heart. I'm in a sweat and I want you bad. Now you got me all in my head like damn.
I'ma show you how to love again. I'ma show you how to love again. I'ma show you how to love again. I'ma show you how to love again.
Newton's first law states that a body at rest will stay at rest, and a body in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. In this part of the machine, the ring is serving as the catalyst for this interaction. The tied car will remain at rest unless acted upon by an outside force, which is supplied through the ring, thus setting it into motion. Newton's second law says that force is directly proportional to mass times acceleration. Therefore, the force felt by the police car is equal to the mass of the spinners on the accelerator multiplied by the acceleration it experiences through the time period in which it is in contact with those spinners. Newton's third law says that for every action there is an equal or opposite reaction. When the string holding the slinky tight is cut, that causes a release in tension and the equal or opposite reaction of the slinky shrinking up, as a result of the tension in the string no longer being present. The law of conservation of energy states that in an isolated system, energy is always conserved. This is seen in this portion of the project when the stormtrooper zip lines down the rope. When it's at the top of the rope, it has all potential energy and is stationary because it has zero kinetic energy. Therefore, as it begins to lose height and therefore potential energy, that energy is then converted into kinetic energy, thus keeping energy constant. The law of conservation of momentum states that when in an isolated system two objects collide, momentum is conserved. Remembering the equation for momentum is equal to mass times velocity. When the tied car comes down the track and hits the first domino, that has a very small mass, so it is going to receive a very large velocity in order to keep momentum constant. As a result, as you go down the line, the masses of the dominoes get larger, and therefore the velocity has to get smaller in order to conserve momentum, thus upholding this principle.